Alright, so, hello. I'm here to make a Valorant guide video. I don't know how it's gonna go. But basically, I've had 3 of my friends recently express interest in getting into Valorant as a game. So I wanted to make a little starter guide tutorial, but this tutorial is about how to use your abilities instead of how to jiggle peek, hold an angle, crosshair placement. Because there's tons of guides for those, but I can't find a good guide on how you should be using your abilities to help your team out. So we're gonna start off just with a quick example from Sage, right? Because I'm a Sage main. So the example is, say your team wanted to attack a site. Alright, so first thing I would do was I would find a buddy, because Sage is a buddy character. My goal as a Sage player is to help my team get the advantage in every fight that we're taking. And I want to help us set up 1v1s. So, I'd find, say, my cool jet player friendo here, okay? And I would not want to push long, and the reason I would not want to push long is because there's a high chance of just me dying here, and then not getting to help my team out. This is a very important angle to have some of your teammates push, especially those with flashes, but I can't really, I guess I can slow orb hell, and I can slow orb heaven, but I'll probably just get peeked from one of those spots and die. So put your skies there, your sky players, your phoenix players go there, and then you come this way with your team, and just clear out all these angles. Just let your entry fragger, let your jet go first, and then you swing and trade them out. Is a big thing. And then once you have control up through here, usually, not always at my elo, but you're gonna want to put a smoke in there. And then once I get up to here as a Sage player, I'm thinking I do not want to take all these fights. So I'm just gonna wall up that, right? And now me and my jet friend, we hop our way onto the site here, and we can get the plant going down. The spike should always come with you as a Sage player, by the way. You shouldn't be holding it, but whoever has the spike, you should usually be with them, or convince them to come with you. And then once I'm here, I'm gonna want to throw that slow orb there, so it lands in heaven, so that my long players can take that fight. And then I'm also gonna want to throw this one, just so that it lands back here in CT, so that they have to push through that to get onto site. So that's all of my utility used for this push. My wall got us the plant down, and isolated all of these duels back here, so that my long players could win these 2 duels, and then push here, and they have the slow orb there, and the slow orb covering them in heaven. So all we have to do is watch flank. Also, if you're feeling a little gimmicky, you can get on top of this wall. I'm not in the way that I just did, but you can get on top of a wall like this and try to gimmick people. If you know there's only 2 on site, you have sight of the others somewhere else, or their utilities going somewhere else, you can get on top of this wall and play from up here if you wanted. It's, yeah, I don't think it's very good, because as a Sage, my main goal is to stay alive. Because the longer I live, the longer my teammates live, right? Because I can heal them, and I can res them if I have my ult. Also, speaking of ult, you have one of the best ults in the game. So this little thing here, you can play to get that. Sometimes, on rounds, you just want to play to get this. Because your ult is so good. A 6v5 is better than a 5v5 any day of the week. So, definitely do that. Now, let's pick an agent that's not Sage and a new scenario. Let's say that my next agent will be Phoenix. Alright?
30 seconds left.
Buy stuff, ka-ching, little skrrr, then we're done. Yeah?
So, I'm Phoenix now. And instead of attacking A site, Let's say we are solo holding B. Okay? This is a big impact position. You always want to play impact positions if you're trying to go for frags, which you are as a Phoenix player. And let's say you hear them all out here. Maybe you take a fight here and lose. Okay? You're falling back. This this ability is a Molotov grenade, and now it will heal you because you're cool, but it will hurt your enemies. So let's say they're coming up. First thing I want to do is I want to use my wall here,
Going up.
and that will block off their vision of insight so my teammates can rotate on. And it will also kind of prevent them from pushing through because they don't want to get burned. So, yep, I would go like that
Going up.
and wall. Then you can throw your molly into
Careful
this
now.
cover here. Or I guess I threw it wrong because I don't play Phoenix. And then, wow, let's assume the wall is still
Going
up.
up.
You can flash out of the wall and like take fights. Obviously, I don't play Phoenix because my crosshair placement was garbage there. But basically, that's what you want to do. You're trying to slow the push.
Careful now.
Because in every round of Valorant, you should be playing for time and not for kills, right? I want to delay them here
Going up.
as long as possible so that my team can show up and help me.
Careful now.
Because teammates make
Going up.
all of your plays work, right? So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing as Phoenix, trying to delay a push on defense. And then also if I want some
Come
info,
on, let's go.
I can go ahead and ult myself. I'm just like anyone playing window, anyone playing grass. If I can get a kill, that's great. But I want to get as much info about where they're at. So my teammate no longer has to hold garage because I just cleared it. Or if I saw two people there and died, I'm like, there's two people in garage. And then we kind of have an idea of where the play is going. So use your ult for info. Kills are a bonus if you're ult. And then playing Phoenix on attack is an entirely different story. So on defense, you're trying to hold sites for your team. You know, get those weird pop frags going on. But when you're attacking as Phoenix, you are the entry fragger. So leave your Sage and your Jet or whatever to play Garage, and you're going long. So if you're usually your team can make sure no one gets in here, but you can molly to clear it out if someone does get in there. And then I'm going on to site, right? Now, once you're on site, you've pretty much already fought all of these players, okay? So we're gonna assume they're not there,
Going up.
and we're gonna do that wall. So now we can take this fight isolated and then get all the way up to plant spot. And then once the wall goes down, we can fight them. But you should not be the planter as a Phoenix. Someone else
Going up.
should have the spike. So you can go like that and not flash yourself like I did. And take the fights. Eh,
Going up.
like this. And then, like, once it's clear, you come back here. Don't play too aggressive, though, because as a Sage player, I get really mad when my duelists just go and die. It's like, stay back where I can heal you, and I can be helpful. So, like, use your Molly to
Careful
stop
now.
them from pushing CT. You know, maybe you play Garage. And then once you have your ult, don't wait to use it, right? So, if I'm the Phoenix player here, right? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna flash. They're blinded, so I'm going in here. And then I'm
Come on,
popping my
let's
ult.
go.
And then I'm clearing a sight for my team. Boom, no one there. Boom, someone there. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that is how you would use all your utility to push as a Phoenix.
My ultimate's
And that's
ready.
if you're executing. Sometimes you just want to like lurk your way up, get a pick, run back, flash behind you to cover your trail. And then you can like reposition, rethink. You're like, okay, we got a pick here. But then once your execute is going, it's full go time. Like, it's full. I'm flashing everywhere I can. I'm pushing with my team. I'm mulling off the problem areas like garage window. Like, calm to your teammates and say, yo, 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 wait for my flash, wait for my flash. And then you peek, you know? Alright, I'm gonna flash, I'm gonna flash. Make sure you don't flash on your team. Just let them play off your flashes. And then tell them if you're flashing backwards too, because backwards flashing as Phoenix is so good, but usually you'll bait your teammates with it. It's like, I'm backwards flashing, peek right side. Because that's a really good flash right there, right? Whoop. Free kills. But just communicate. A little more communication never hurt anyone. Let's pick another character and run through that too. So let's say you're playing Sova. Okay. Oh, that is Sky. Let's say you're playing Sova. Alrighty.
30 seconds
My
left.
ult is ready. Enemies close. Eyes up.
So, how do you do as Sova? Well, on defense, your main priority is to figure out where the enemies are coming from. And how do you want to do that? Not with your drone, because guess what your drone is used for?
Right here.
Retakes. It's for when you lose the sight and have to come back on. That's what your drone is for, because it clears out all the angles coming onto site for your team. So you're gonna use your arrow. I mean, you can learn lineups and stuff, but honestly, just a dry arrow like that lands on that corner there, that sees a lot. So you know if they're coming this way, or you know if they're not coming this way. If you're feeling a little ambitious, you just peek all the way like that. And now you know if they're in a main. I like to play A as Sova, so that's why I was over here. However, one of the hardest parts of Sova is once you've,
Scanning ahead.
ratted out where they're at, it's how to use your shocks. These are so good, but you have to be smart with where you position them.
Shock dart.
Like, that's a good shock. That stops the push through garage, or does some damage. Or like that would be a good shock. If you could line that up from back here, just do a little trigonometry in your head. Whoop
Shock
up,
dart.
bing bing, boom. That's clearing out your window players. You can push up if you want to like be a flanker, because Sova's a pretty good flanker. But usually you want to play with your team, and you want to play for your arrow. You're gonna get this more than once per round, and use it every time you get it, because it will recharge. I promise you it will recharge. So just use it and get the info for your team. And then the way you want to play Sova, like on attacker side, is a little bit different. So yeah, you want to save your dart for when your team is about to execute onto a site. So like, for example, as Sova, at the beginning of the round, I'll throw a little dart like this,
Scanning
okay?
ahead.
And guess what that dart does? It sees a little bit of sight, not a lot, but like it lets us lurk up here because it clears this for us. And then I'm sitting here. My team should be protecting me as I drone out and I say, all right, no one's close right. No one's hell. Oh, we got one here, and CT is clear, and then we push off the back of my drone. And also, if I see someone in CT and they like fall back, whoop,
Shock dart.
boom. Or if I think someone's in heaven because I didn't clear that, oh, if I think someone's in heaven because I didn't clear heaven, I can shoot a little dart up
Shock
there.
dart.
Just trying to make their life a hassle. Maybe deal some damage. And then also a good way to like make sure you're getting value out of your ultimate, because that's pretty hard to do
Take flight.
as Sova, is you can just like fly your drone, and if you tag someone, cancel your drone and pop your ult.
I am the hunter. My ult is ready.
Or on the, so that's like a defensive, more of an offensive thing rather. But as a defensive ult, you want to use it to break like a killjoy ult. It's a counter to a killjoy ult. It's an anti-plant. Like if you hear them planting, usually the plant spots are like right here, right here. I don't really see him playing anyone else, so I'm just gonna pop it and I'm gonna ult there. It's like, oh, no one was there. Check someone there. Boom, someone's hit, and then they can't plant anymore. It was just a really good anti-plant, and it's also a good post-plant on offense. So if you're not getting kills with it, save it for post-plant so that you can just delay the time it takes them to defuse the bomb. So that's just a brief guide to Sova, just using your util. Notice I've said nothing about how you should position yourself or anything this whole round, this whole guide. It's just all about how you can use your utility to help your team the best.
Revealing area.
Oh, also, Sova thing. On post plant, it's a good delay tool, your arrow. Because if I say I'm playing post plant on B, right? The plant is gonna be like
Right
there.
here.
Maybe I'm playing backside, okay? I don't care where you play. This
Scanning
arrow,
ahead.
or garbage arrow.
Revealing
This
area.
arrow would prevent anyone from pushing a link because they're gonna get seen or they're gonna break the dart, and then you're gonna know. And they either have to rotate if they get seen by it, or just wait for it, like hide behind a corner and wait to push up. So it just delays them
Scanning
from
ahead.
coming from one angle. So while the dart's over there pulsing its way away, I'm watching this side. So it's like another eyeball for you. Yeah, that's just some Sova stuff, some Sage stuff, some Phoenix stuff. That's 3 different roles: a Sentinel, an Initiator, and a Duelist that I've covered. I don't really play controller, but I do play Viper occasionally. So I guess I'll give you like a little Viper guide, some tips for
30
Viper.
seconds left.
So let's start off with Viper on defense. So obviously a big defensive thing for Viper is one-ways. Now you're gonna want to look up a guide on how to throw one-way smokes because these are so broken. But here's like a boom custom lineup. A one-way smoke is a smoke where you can see their feet before they can see you, and then you just spray where their head would be. Free kills, my friend. But there's other ways you can use your smoke. You can use it to prevent them from pushing. So say if I wasn't A player, which I think I would be as Viper, but again, I don't care where you play. I would not try to throw a one-way here. I would just put it there. And then when I hear them coming, I pop it and I molly into it. Because this takes them down to 1 HP. And then once they're on 1 HP for being in the smoke, if they touch this molly, they are dead. Like, they just can't push onto site when that is there. And also you can use your molly to clear out Cubby over here. It covers all of Cubby. Or early round, if you wanted to push mid, you can molly in there, and then they're probably not going to push that. They might, but it lets you peek over here. So that's a really interesting concept to think about. And your wall on defense, a lot of Vipers use their wall just like your orb. However, I would not do that. So I can't throw more than one wall in training mode, but some people see that little blue thing up there on the map? That is my wall. Some people would throw a wall like this, okay? And that wall would cover C long over here. Like it would just go across like this and it would pop up. And then they'd have to push through that on the site. And yes, in theory that's good because they can't really clear the angles. They have to push into you. But you can achieve the same thing with a smoke. I save my wall for retake. So once people are coming, let's say I have my orb down, pop the orb, people are coming, I'm falling off site if no one else is here. If my team's here, I stay on site and play with them. If my team is not here, I'm leaving. I still have one molly at this point. My orb is still there, and then I'm saving my wall for retake. So, for example, if I was retaking C, most people are gonna plant on C either right here or right here. So I can wall something like that. And now, if I pop that, look at this. My teammates get to clear this angle. You can spam that angle. You can spam that angle. And then, wall down, 3, 2, 1, go. Boom, boom, boom. Retake happens right there. Or if you have a Phoenix on your team, you can comp for them like, flash through, flash through. And then he flashes through. Boom. You know? And obviously you can try to anti-plant with a molly. Like, that was just a lineup that I just thought of. It missed, but there and there are the spots you can want. Usually it's right there. So if you can like hit that somehow, I don't know how. I don't play Viper, bro. But if you could find a way to like hit that, that would be great. And then obviously you can pop the orb on the retake as well, because then whoever's playing deep and long watching flank gets blinded. And honestly, another bonus of this wall, I mean, I'm not meant to be praising this wall, but I'm just explaining how your utility works, is you can have players push from garage off of this wall too. So you can clear back sight and front sight separately. You don't have to fight both at the same time. You can clear them separately using this wall. It's just a really, yeah, save it for retakes is what I'm saying with your Viper wall. And then obviously your ultimate is just to hold an area. It's pretty self-explanatory. Like, just pop it when you plant the bomb, and you can play inside of it, or on defense, just pop it. Once your team gets info saying like they're pushing A, just pop it on, you know, this spot right here, so that they can't really push long. Just isolate your angles, hold sights with it. Also, a really good use of it is if you ever get the bomb down. So like if I am fighting early sewers, which I don't know why I'd be doing as Viper, but you do you, man. If I was fighting here and like someone pushed and I killed them and it was like spike down A and the spike was right here on the ground, I would be like, okay, spike down A. And now the spike is in my Viper's pit and they have to fight through all of this garbage. Anywhere I could be ratting around like a little rat. They have to fight through all of that just to get the bomb back. And you can win off time. And if they get over aggressive, you win off kills. And obviously, I can just do something like this. Or like that. Now there's a molly there. And I can come back here. And I'm just ratting like this. And I'm just waiting for someone to come through this door. And die. Immediately. Because the molly was holding my back. Or like these little pockets where it's safe. People like to just chill right here, think of a game plan, maybe try to flash, so it's like, you can't stand there anymore. Spray, free kills. And also stay out of like the spam spots, because they're gonna spam. They're gonna try to spam you, but if I'm standing like right here, I'm getting spammed. Here, I'm not getting as spammed. But yeah, just don't stand where they're gonna spam you. Also, I really quickly want to cover how to play Viper on attacker's side. So let's just move on to the
30
next round.
seconds left.
So on attacker's side, Viper is an absolute beast. So because you can't place your smokes freely like Omen, and you kind of have to like throw it, you should definitely learn some lineups. Like I think I think that lands in heaven. Yeah, it does. So that lands in heaven. Like something like that is so valuable to your team because you just eliminated an angle that your team has to clear. And then I would throw my wall summon like I don't know, like that. Okay? So I'm just gonna wait for my toxins to recharge a little bit. But boom, popping them both. Heaven's clear. We only have to fight this. And then we can get the plant down right here or plant down on boxes. And then once it comes down, that's when the rest of the site becomes a problem. But you can also clear some angles while it's up. Let's say it's up. It's only gonna be up for like a half second, but I can throw that. Molly hell. I molly short, but I don't really want to molly off my short players because hopefully someone's pushing through short like this. So yeah, I throw like one from here. Once I push up here and get the plant down, I can molly hell and I can molly CT from right here. And then while the wall and things are up, I can molly heaven. You know, just be smart with where you use your util. And that's just basically how you want to do it. Is your Viper wall is for executing sites. And then once you plant the bomb, just do that on top of it. Very easy. Anyways, that was a quick little utility guide. I covered all four roles, a duelist, a sentinel, although the sentinel is more of a healer that I covered, an initiator, and a controller. I covered all of them, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of a better idea if you're just starting out about how to use your utility to help your team. Good luck ranking up.